Hey drummers, hope you're well. Shout out to Gus, superstar channel member Gus, who was playing around with this today. This is a drum fill taken from the beginning of Money for Nothing by Dire Straits, of course. There's like an intro, isn't there? Like a drum intro at the start, like a sort of solo thing. That was played, I believe, by Terry Williams. But then this drum fill that brings the main tune in, you know, you got 4 bars of riff, right? And then this fill, and then the rest of the song was played by Omar Hakim, I believe that's right. So the fill, I'm not playing exactly like around the toms or around the drums in the way that was played on the original. It's just the musical phrase here that we really picked out from this song and just loved the sound of. Just a brilliant musical moment, brilliant bit of musical phrasing, really memorable, I think. 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4. If you like a bit of counting, I'll put it on screen now. So basic rhythm, 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4. I would say broadly like going around the kit. I'm not sure there's any snare drum actually on the original. I think it's probably around the toms. But then the snare and crash on beat 4. Like I say, don't quote me on the exact toms, and that's not the point here. We were playing around with it and just jamming with it. And I think this is always such an important point when you look at classic drum parts and you sort of learn them. One of the main reasons to do it, I think, is it's cool to be able to play something note for note, but probably even more so, it's like the musical inspiration you take from it, isn't it? You think, oh, that's so lovely. I'll just have that. I'll kind of do my own thing with it a little bit. So that was what we did. We pulled it out and then we had a little play, a little jam with it and just tried phrasing this in different ways around the kit. So 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4. We're pretty free with it. We did decide to play like snare and crash pretty much on beat 4 each time, because I think that's a really important part of the phrase, a real classic sort of memorable ending to it. But things like so what I'll do is I'll go slow here, 1 bar groove, 1 bar fill, 1 and 3 and 4. Here's the fill, 1. The bass drum, why not? And 3 and here we go. Brilliant musical phrase. And just to repeat, just think, I'm so into this, as you probably know if you've watched these videos before. If you're learning your drum grades and you learn your pieces, or if you just learn other pieces, you know, note for note, sometimes people often say, well, what's the point of doing that? I just like to do my own thing. I like to hear a drummer doing their own thing. Yeah, totally cool. But I think when drummers think like that, for me, just in my opinion, the bit they're really overlooking is the musical inspiration we can take from it. It's like anything in life, isn't it? As I see it, I always think the people who are most interesting and most creative, the thing they always have in common is they're interested in stuff, right? So they read, they travel, whatever the thing is, they cook, they learn languages, they learn a musical instrument, whatever the thing is. It could be anything under the sun. But the point is they take an interest in stuff. They're enthusiastic and they actually are excited about stuff and they engage with stuff. And truly, like when it comes to things like the classic version of whatever that thing is, whether it's cooking, painting, music, whatever, they study the greats. They study the classics in detail. They don't just bring to it a frame or an attitude of, oh, I'm just going to do my own thing with this. That can be great. Like famously, Pablo Picasso, right? He did his own thing. Man, did he do his own thing. But he studied the classics. You go to the Picasso Museum, he studied beautiful sculpture. He could do still life. He could do all these amazing things. He learned his craft. He studied the greats first, and then he did his own thing, armed with that information. What a world of difference to someone who just starts winging it out of nowhere, you know. And great things can come from that. I'm not knocking that. But for me, anyway, spending time with the classics is just so valuable, because you do that, you learn that, and you think, okay, cool, I'm going to take that, I'm going to do my own thing with it. And there you go. Just my take on that. So shout out to Gus. Have a play with this brilliant fill. I love doing this, to repeat. I love taking a moment out of a song, working it and doing your own thing with it. Thanks for watching as always.